What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back in here with one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. And today, I got another one from one of my mentors who's no longer with us, Mr. Bob Proctor. But man, I've learned so much from Bob Proctor, Napoleon Hill, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Earl Nightingale, man, you name it. They've changed the way I look at life totally, 100%. And I want to share some of that wisdom that I've learned with these gentlemen, with the masses. As I like to say, we're just spirits encased in human flesh, trying to figure out this thing called life. Not nearly as divided as the media makes it seem. So if you enjoy what you hear in this video, please share it far and wide.
Many people believe that success is a matter of being in the right place at the right time. And I think there's probably a grain of truth in that. But get this, you got to be aware that you're in the right place at the right time. If you're not aware that you're in the right place at the right time, it ain't going to happen. So what we're talking about here is awareness. Now, I see 7 different levels of awareness here. It goes from an animalistic state to mastery. So let's look at this and let's relate it to our own life. In an animalistic state, you're going to react to everything. When you master this situation, when you're in control of you, you respond. You do not react. Let's take a look at the reactive state. That is the little child. That is the little baby. When they react, it's fight or flight. That's what they're going to do. It's either fight or run.
And how many adults do you know that still act that way? To where the external world controls everything about them. You have to be in supreme control of your emotions because they're yours. If the doorbell rings, the dog wants to naturally bark. If the mailman walks on the porch, the dog wants to attack. As humans, we got the power to slow down and control and think before we act.
Same situation happens, but a person's responding. What do? They think and they plan. Now, down at the bottom is where we start out. Up at the top is where we sure hope to be.
Yeah.
There's the little child, and the little child now is old enough to up and run around. And what do? We say, go on out and be like the rest of the kids. In other words, follow the masses. Let them help develop your paradigm. That's what you're doing. Now, the child has this genetic strain in them, that's a paradigm. They're genetically programmed from the moment of conception. Now, they're moving out into a bigger world, and they're going to follow the masses. Yeah, they do that for a period of time, but then they aspire to something greater. They have a desire for something greater. We all do this. We all move into this. Every time we go to do that, every time we go to step ahead, that damn paradigm pulls us back.
And that's why I credit my father so much. It's because growing up, I always had something inside of me that told me not to follow the masses. To be myself, to stay true to who I was on the inside. So at my lowest moments, when I got caught up in following the masses and listening to the hip hop music and being degenerate, that voice in my head from my father who told me to stay true to who I am, and I don't have to follow the leader. So if you out there and you watching this video, stay true to that voice inside of you. It gets lonely sometimes, but the road less traveled is often the road that we all need to go to become the greatest version of ourselves.
Every time it pulls us back. You say, I'm going to go there, and the paradigm pulls us back. That goes on over and over. We don't know what's happening. We don't understand any of this. I go to do it, and I can't do it. Then you hear, listen, if you discipline yourself, discipline is the ability to give yourself a command and then follow it. I am never going to pick that up again. Well, this person learns that if they just discipline themselves, and they say, I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. I don't care what happens. I'm just going to go ahead. And that paradigm tries.
Speaking of discipline, a book I want to drop right there is Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. If you haven't read it, it's a must grab. Check it out. It'll definitely change the way you view the world.
To pull you back. And you see the discipline dissipates. It just folds up and goes away. And we find out that it wasn't discipline, it was nothing but a wish. I wish this could happen, I wish that could happen. And bam, we're stuck again. over and over and over. We're stuck. Now, what do we have to do? We've got to become more aware. We've got to become aware of what's happening. Discipline is very real. And I think that's the best definition of discipline that you're going to find. Best one I've ever found. It is the ability to give ourselves a command and then follow it. Wants and discipline need to be connected.
And one thing I like to say, discipline is pure freedom. If you can discipline yourself, you don't need anybody to push you. When I get up at 3, 4 a.m., that's me. It's me pushing myself to lift weights, me pushing myself to become a better person every day. And we all have that same power. But in a world full of pleasure, you got to find a reason to push to be greater, to want to go to that next level. What is your why? And once you find out what your why is, the world becomes your library.
If you're really going to make it happen, the wants and discipline had to be connected. When you go to do this, and when you find that discipline starts to fade, you've got to say, no way, absolutely not. And when it starts to appear that it's a wish, say, no, I am not going to give in. This I am going to do. And you bring the discipline back in.
Yes,
and you
sir.
say, I'm going to be in control of me. I am not going to let the paradigm control me anymore. And what do? You took the idea and you acted on it. And when you acted on that new idea, the whole world started to shift. All those things started to change. And lo and behold, you are in control of you. You exercise the discipline. You gave yourself a command and you follow it. You are in control of you. And my God, you feel so good. When you give yourself a command and follow it, you will feel something that you won't get any other way. You can't buy it.
Nope.
Nobody can give it to you. It's something only you can do.
And the dopest part about life is every single one of us has something we can give to the world. We all have a goal. We all have a dream. And if your dreams don't scare you, you are not dreaming big enough. But there's two things that's true about every human in this world. There's something that we all want, and that's something we're all afraid of. And in order to get what you want, you got to be able to get over your fears. Interesting, huh?
It is such a beautiful thing. Wow. Wow. I hope you enjoyed this video.
My God,
we put
Bob
a
Proctor,
lot of good
man.
information up here.
And that was the 7 levels of awareness. And as I say, man, another book that I want to drop in there, Acre of Diamonds by Russell Conwell. I don't know if you've heard of that book. If not, Russell Conwell was actually the founder of Temple University in Philly. Shout out to all my Philadelphia subscribers. But check out those books and let me know what you think, man. I always say, man, our brain can accomplish anything. We're all here to be a new idea into the world. But if you drown yourself out with pleasure, then you never sit down and think of what can you create? What can you add to this world that I think is beautiful, but so many people say it's falling apart. And if the world is falling apart, then why don't you fix it up? Put a Band-Aid on it. Do something that makes people start looking at life differently. You get a max 100 years on this place called Earth, and then you leave and go wherever. Make a difference if you're not happy with the way things are. But know there's greatness inside of you waiting to be unleashed. Tap into that greatness. We all have genius inside of us. You can do anything. You can accomplish anything with faith, consistency, and hard work. Shout out to my guy, Bob Proctor, for a powerful message. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, we out.